Yo, 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 what up, everybody? It's your boy Suave here, and this video has come out. Um, Pretty huge dealio magilio. Um, we got Nikita being interviewed by Pestily, so we're gonna go ahead and dive one in and check it out. Yeah, let's get into the cheating issue. What's up, Cody?
What still hear me? Yeah, there you go. Did he go to Russia for this or
No, it's over Discord.
uh damn, an hour and 24 minutes?
It's long. It's long, man. I don't know. They have that guy that makes like amazing Tarkov videos. Like he makes really good Tarkov videos. They're funny. Why don't they just hire him or add it to his instead of just making funny videos? Post updates on, you know, just post updates.
Well, I thought that's what that logical solutions guy did or whatever.
He got kicked out. He got banned because he was data mining the game. He wasn't like employed by BSG.
Yeah, but he was giving like the good communication. Like you can use someone like that. That's basically like his trying out for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Or I mean, just get somebody dedicated to just do PR. They need a PR person. If it's him, if they hire somebody from the community or they find someone new, but they need a PR person for sure.
I don't know how we could do it because literally the community is millions of people.
Yeah. So I've got a few points to bring up that might help, but also reiterate stuff you've said in the past. So you've said that when people do like detailed Reddit posts and stuff like that, you guys read it. So like say someone writes a big Reddit post on an issue within the game, and if it's well written and detailed, you guys hear it and you read it. Is that something that you like obviously still use and stuff like that, or YouTube videos and stuff like that? It doesn't. So people that don't have a voice normally, like they're not a content creator, but they use Reddit. Is that still something you guys pay attention to?
Of course, like we pay attention to Reddit, we pay attention to YouTube, and we try to react pretty hasty, because literally, again, we're not doing it on purpose. Like we are sitting there and just like doing stuff. Of course, we're trying to fix as fast as possible, but sometimes we got overloaded, and sometimes, I mean, constantly. Actually, we constantly get overloaded, and sometimes it's just like unbearable amount of work. And when it comes to some kind of big problem that got like away from us, but it kind of popped in the community, of course, we instantly trying to recalibrate our priorities and everything. So yeah, like still like the voices can be heard on the like popular platforms. We are like we see it instantly, like the links going through, and we use that for sure. Yeah.
Do you know the game RuneScape?
Yes.
I've never played it, which is a shocking thing to a lot of people. But inside that game, they actually have a polling system.
Bro,
for the
RuneScape
active
was
player
fucking
base.
awesome.
And I
It
always
was.
thought it's a very interesting thing that if you guys could put some sort of polling system from within the game,
Yeah.
you would be able to
We're
hear the
playing that.
voice of the people that are actually playing the game. They're not someone who hasn't played the game in 3 years who's like pissed off about the game or whatever, or they've they don't even have the game installed anymore. You could literally ask like, are you happy with the boss spawn percentages? Are you happy with like, and very simple questions, and people can just do it on the main menu, and it's just a yes or no. You don't have to keep them really. If that was in the game, I feel like
That
people
would actually be pretty
even
good.
If, not saying don't. I'm not saying to do
Yeah.
this, but even if it did nothing, I feel like people would feel like they're being heard a bit more.
We planned as this actually. We have this in plan. We even have a designs for that. So I believe someday it will be in the game. So more stuff to get the info, to get the stats from players.
This is gonna sound
So
negative,
it's
but
planned-
the
we
only
planned the
problem is
polls in the
him
launcher,
saying
we planned the
that
polls in
we
the
plan
game.
to have that in, or we
So
plan to have that
eventually, for the
implemented. There's
release, we will
designs for that,
increase
and
the
then it
amount of
doesn't
tools
ever
which
happen.
will
And he does this
allow
on
you
countless
to share
interviews.
your
You know,
information easily with
Well,
us,
yeah, but
and
you gotta think
our
like he
information
wants to
easily
try to
with
do
you
some of
too.
this stuff, but
So
then
yeah,
they
it's
can't
planned.
figure
Like,
it
just
out,
to
or it's
mention,
not
still,
practical, or
what's going on right now?
they
We
start
are
rolling
working on the
something out and
release,
then people
and it
bitch
means
about
that
it,
we
so
are
they just
polishing the
stop it because
game.
they're like, all
We're
right, cool,
adding
it wasn't the
stuff.
way it
We're polishing
intended.
stuff. It will
yeah,
not
they.
be
But see, that's the
something
thing is that's
the
why they
game
get such
changing
bad
stuff and
community
everything. It's
backlash
more
about
like
it. Is they
about
need to
the
just
actual
address and be
completing the
like, hey,
game,
it's not something
making
that
it
we're
like
gonna
stable,
implement into the
solid,
game.
And,
you know, wham bam, thank you, man.
this is it.
That's just
And
not
that's
happening.
why
Suck it
some
up,
of the
you
tools
know.
are still not in the game.
Well,
We
yeah, but
push
also
it
the way he
through,
probably looks at it too
this
is,
year.
okay, it might not be added right
and
now,
the
but
reason
that
why
doesn't
I'm
mean we
discussing
can't
this in
add
such
it
detail
later.
is there was a lot of questions about
Yeah.
communication. And so that's why, like, I'm not trying to be like annoying and be like, Nikita, talk to us more. But if I don't bring up this stuff, I feel like this is the backbone of like probably a lot of people's either, you know, just thought processes when it comes to Escape from Tarkov. It's like, oh, we don't even know what's happening. So I don't know if it's possible, but if you could organize a way to even just have like a monthly breakdown of what's been going on, or a even just you just do like a Tarkov TV but less formal. You know, just jump on a Twitter, like there's like those Twitter things where you can talk and no one else can talk, and you can just talk about what's been going on. I think that would probably go a long way with just helping people feel like they're being
do
heard.
like Call
or
of
at
Duty
least know
does.
what's
Just
going
put
on.
the seasonal roadmap
This community
every
is one of the
season,
most passionate communities,
and then
video
put like
games
updates,
I've
info on
ever
that
heard
updates.
of.
You
Like,
know,
they love it, but yeah,
just
they're
do
very
small
passionate about that.
graphics, post them on
Yeah,
Twitter.
they love it and they hate it, and it's like one step forward, one step back. At first you love the game, then you
This
hate
man's
it,
wearing a
then you love it. Yeah, I
Balenciaga
totally
shirt.
get
That
it.
shirt
Like,
probably
10
cost
years
$1,000.
already in that. So I can feel
Yeah,
that.
it's 'cause
This
all
is
y'all
how
paid
it
for that
works.
stash
This is
space.
how it was done, and of course not everybody will be happy, but hopefully we will decrease the number of unhappy people by adding stuff what you need.
Say
Fix the
you're
stuff
welcome.
what is needed and everything. So yeah, as always, we will try to do it, because literally the release is not one of the important things. It's the most important thing actually, and that's why we need to force a lot of things in. You know, really, like a lot of stuff need to be done, and
I feel like this game is going to be in
it
beta for
must be
like
good.
ever,
Must be good,
but
'cause we need to.
I enjoy it
point
still.
the exclamation mark after the Escape from
Yeah,
Tarkov,
it's a
not
good
like
game.
the
I love
Tom or
it.
something like
It's
that.
I still
it
say
must
it's the
be
best
done
game ever
like really
made.
good.
Yeah.
It's
Moving on.
just,
Roadmap. Sorry, what does 2024 look like?
I don't
And
know.
when's
I
the
just
wipe?
I go
This is
through
a
this
big
phase
question.
at
I've
the
got a
end
lot
of every
points for
wipe.
this, so
I get burnt out, and then the new wipe happens, and I'm fired
in
back up
summer,
again. It
and the
happens
next one will
every
be
wipe.
in the end of the year. So
Right.
this
Yeah, I
year
still think there's
is
plenty of
more
Tarkov to be
about
played,
the
though.
inner stuff. So literally, we do a lot
You
of
think
stuff
it's
for
what?
the release. For example,
There's still plenty to
the
be played in the
storyline quests
game.
and all the
Like,
functionality.
they've been
will be
doing a
in
pretty
release
good
version.
job.
As I said before, it will not
Yeah,
be
there
released
is. I'm not
before
saying
the
they're done.
release.
I'm just burnt
So
out.
that's
It's nothing
why
really
pretty
they've
big
done.
part
It's
of
just
team
I'm burnt
working
out.
on storyline quests. Like
Yeah, I mean, I get like that
biggest,
for a couple days
the
at a
first
time,
one,
and I just go
which will
back
allow
and
you to escape from
either I'll
Tarkov,
take like a
and
week
also
off and
we
call
will
it
make the
good.
prestige system and many stuff related for the vibe season kind of thing. And,
They just need to make
so a big
graphics,
part of
like
work is
Photoshop
related to that.
graphics
Also the
with
graphics
text.
reward,
Just
graphics reward will
this
be
is
released
happening
earlier
this
just
month.
to test it.
In the next
Other
2
than
weeks, you'll
that,
see
there will be
this.
features and polishing, but
That's
not
it.
as much as it was in the last
I
year.
think that's what he's
the year
saying. That's
before.
all they need to do. And then
So
update
mostly
it.
it's
Be like, oh,
about
hey, we weren't able to get to this.
fixing
Here's an updated
and
one.
adding something
Updated
to
weekly
the game.
graphic.
I cannot
Updated weekly
disclose,
Tarkov info.
everything right now,
Brand
because
it
literally I
that
plan
way.
to do it on the
Tarkov TV.
Tarkov TV. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
they want to do
stuff
these
like
big
that. So
productions
we
like
are
Tarkov
focusing
TV
on the
or
release, and
like all these
there's a
huge
lot of
things. They
stuff
want to post like huge
purely
videos like
for
of
the
showing
release
the
only.
stuff, but just
So
do
that's
simple
why
You don't
text, and
only
whenever
do
you're
that
ready
in
for
the
the
game.
big production
So,
stuff and you
will we
have
get
it
another
where it's
roadmap?
set in stone,
Could we
produce
get another
those.
roadmap for what
Yeah,
this year looks
yeah.
like?
But as long as there's something constantly
Yeah,
being
we'll
updated,
definitely
or
bring
just
in
post it in the
roadmap.
game. Like when
What
you
new
fire up Call of
features
Duty, Call of
and
Duty
game
has all those
mechanics,
community
are
notes
meant
and
to be
stuff, and all this
released
shit it's
with or
telling you that you
before
fucking
1.0?
skip
And
past.
again, you will see.
Because, like-
I will show
Yeah,
you.
but like,
Okay.
kind of like he was talking about in the
I
beginning,
cannot disclose. Like, literally, it's
how
not
he
too
says,
much, but still, I cannot disclose that.
when they get like overloaded with
So,
information.
I'm gonna
so, like,
keep
they're still
pushing you on
trying to fix
everything. So,
things during the game,
a lot
but
of
they're
people
also
are
trying
asking
to
what
like
the
work
finished
on new
product
shit.
will
So like
look like.
balancing both them shows a lot.
One of the big questions.
Well, I know,
is,
but
will the
like
maps be
the
connected?
developers and shit
and
shouldn't be
or
handling
will it be
the
open
PR.
world?
They need to
Yeah,
hire
they
a
will be
PR guy
connected,
that does this
for
job,
sure.
that
Open world is
single
not the
job.
thing for
That
the
is
release
all
for
he
sure.
does. He does
It's, too
PR.
much. Yeah, so they will
That's
be
literally
connected,
all he
because
does. He just does
literally
PR
the first,
posts.
connection that we're like actually doing it for the last location, for the terminal location. Yeah, and it will be.
Just so everyone at home knows, there's a little bit of a delay. I'm in Australia, Nikita's in Russia. So if we over-talk each other, it's not because I'm trying to be rude. It's just, it feels like there's meant to be a pause. And yeah, so I just don't want to be very clear about that. So you did touch on it before. There will be wipes when 1.0 comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be like a seasonal, like there's the standard
There will
Path
be
of
several
Exile?
profile. There will be several profiles. There will be main account without vibes and the seasonal account with prestige system. So the prestige system is pretty big thing actually, pretty big. It will give you not only like the count of number you escape from Tarkov, you completed the vibes, but also it will give you a lot of unique stuff, and that's why we're forcing it also for the release. So the prestige system will be pretty big thing. Yeah, and
I want to go back to this. I think I missed this.
And we will.
What's that?
Him talking about the open
just
world.
So everyone at home knows, there's a little bit of a delay. I'm in Australia, Nikita's in Russia, so if we over-talk
My
each
wife
other,
walked
it's not
in, so
because I'm trying to be rude. It's just
this. I really want to hear this about
yeah,
1.0 and
the
open world system.
Like you did touch on it before. There will be wipes when 1.0 comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be like a seasonal? Like there's the standard Path of Exile.
There will be several profiles. There will be main account without vibes and the seasonal account with prestige system. So the prestige system is pretty big thing actually, pretty big. It will give you not only like the count of number you escape from Tarkov, you completed the vibes, but also it will give you a lot of unique stuff, and that's why we're forcing it also for the release. So the prestige system will be pretty big thing. Yeah, and there will be vibes. There will be vibes, and we will like vibe for us. Like,
all right, I want to pause this because I want to kind of touch on this before. I don't want to miss anything, but like one thing that concerns me about this, Cody, is if they do this, is it's going to divide the community. And if you think the cheater problem is bad now, if they do this and have it to where there is a base game, or there's two different profiles that you have when you load up Tarkov, you have your profile that wipes, and then you have that seasonally wipes, and you have your main profile that doesn't wipe. You're dividing the community. So now, like, the non-cheaters are going to be on either whichever one. But either way, the community's divided in half now. And then they also divided into thirds because now a bunch of them are playing Arena as well. So, I mean, Tarkov is a huge game, so it's not that huge of a deal. But it could be a huge deal because then you're going to see... I think people are going to see more cheaters if they don't deal with the cheater problem. Like heavily, you know, there has to be something with 1.0 that really like gets in the code and makes it to where it's like a lot harder for these cheaters. And I think I've heard people say that really what that's going to require is them rebuilding the game because there's a lot of netcode issues. I don't know, but that the problem is with dividing the community that's the only thing makes me nervous. On paper, this sounds great, but taking that in perspective, it worries me.
I don't know. I mean, once the actual game comes out, I'm sure they'll have a cheater problem or a cheater like solution by then. But my thing would be like, how does the main account work, and then how does the other shit? Like, is the main account gonna be like just AI?
I think it'll be. I think it's gonna be the exact. From what it sounds like he's talking about, it's gonna be the exact same. It's just one's gonna wipe and one's not. So you can go in and you can have the one that's on the seasonal clock of being wiped every 3 months or every 4 months, whatever they do. And then you're going to have the one that you have that it's like you're going to have your full progression on it. So that's going to be good because people that have never gotten Kappa, people that have never seen Lightkeeper, people that have never even finished the entire Tarkov storyline will be able to do it and have an entire line of they can just go into the end game, you know. So that's going to be what's going to be good about that is once you complete it, and then you can just go in and PvP with the best shit once you're done with it. So that's going to be one thing, and it's going to be really hard though for somebody who wants to come in on their main account on this server that doesn't wipe and want to start from zero to start from zero. And now they are at a huge disadvantage because the majority of the people that are in there with those main accounts already have everything done. They're just playing. The post game. You know, they've escaped from Tarkov. They have everything unlocked. They have all the max traders. They have all the light keeper missions done. They have every gun unlocked. And so I think that's where you're going to see when people get that done and they've experienced all that, those people are then going to be going to the other server and going back to the wipe system. Oh, like, okay, I have my maxed out account. I can go play that whenever I want. It's got, 100 mil on it, or 500 mil on it. I just go over there and I just play it for fun. That's my fun account. But then I have this one that wipes, because unless you can reset it, I don't see why you would go back to it other than that for just pure enjoyment, because you have everything unlocked.
Yeah, it could be.
That's kind of where I'm thinking. Like Destiny, did you ever play Destiny 2 or Destiny 1?
No, I never got into those.
Well, it was kind of like that. So you would buy the game, and then it had the entire story mission. You had to work through the entire story mission, and then once you got level 40, which is when the story mission's over, they mapped it out that way. Once you hit level 40, you finish the story, and then you get to go do all the bonus content that they release every season. And so, but you have to beat the main game. So it's not like at Tarkov at all in the regards of there's no PvP during the main storyline like Tarkov has, but it's kind of the same concept of once you get done with that, then you're just playing the post-game content or the post-story content,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the kind of the way I'm seeing it. So it could be good, but it could be like also dividing the community. What's up, baby?
Prestige system, how exactly it will be connected, we are still thinking about it, but I think you will need to escape from Tarkov every single wipe. If you are escaped, completed the whole mission, the quest, and you got one of the several endings, by the way. And you will receive the point. You will receive the prestige point, and you will receive a lot of bonuses, a lot of cool stuff that will keep with you during wipes. So it's pretty interesting stuff.
Are there going to be more traders within the game, like Prapper? Will we see him in the game? Okay.
At least we plan to add one more trader, and this trader will be linked to Arena. So another pretty big thing is linkage, EFT and Arena. And all the functionality. Actually, a lot of work is going in Arena, a lot of stuff we are redesigning on the go. And one of the main features that we want to add pretty soon is the linkage for the EFT and the ability to pair stuff between accounts. So it's also a pretty big thing. And we will add special trader for that. So we'll need to earn special items, special
credit
thing. Yeah, something like that, and we will be able to spend it in EFT. So it will be another source of income with the unique trader.
I'm also.
They'll probably lock the new guns behind Arena, and you got to go play them and level up that trader to be able to get them, dude. That's what they're probably going to do.
On Escape and Tarkov, because otherwise we will spend the rest of our lives.
Could get us over there.
But it's good to bring it up. It's good to bring it up. I'm not saying not talk about it, but if there was a lot of questions about Arena as well, and I've got that separate for another conversation at another point in time. Okay. So yeah, the map terminal. What can you tell us about that?
No. It's just it's just it's ending location. It's not like the raid location. It will be kind of single player mission that we need to complete, and that's it. Pretty unique functionality will be there. So we are trying to make it dynamic and stuff. Again, to add something new for the EFT, to have such kind of mission. Again, every single thing that we do in the game, we plan to reuse. To add something like that in the future. For example, we will add BTR for the woods, and it will be pretty soon.
That's cool. Now, some of the other things that I'm bringing up is stuff you brought up over the last few years, and just seeing if it's still coming. You don't have to go into too much detail if it is or not. It's up to you. But clans, alliances, corporations. I know in the roadmap of 2018, you said it was coming soon, but then you said later on it would be coming out after 1.0. Is that still on the...
Most likely, yeah, it will come after 1.0 as a DLC, and again the big functionality for that, because it's not like clan tag or something.
Yeah, speaking of Arena though, I kind of actually wanted to give that a try. I haven't even played it yet.
You haven't?
Pick it up.
No, not at all.
DLC.
unconscious
It's
state
good.
and the use.
I'm not excited about Arena because it's not linked, like what they're saying. Like that's kind of my. It's like, I mean, I
Well,
guess
yeah,
like,
but even then, it's still something different, you know.
yeah. I mean, I would be down now so that I'm like, the progression isn't that. Like maybe that's something we do. We can download Arena and start grinding that because it wipes. They've been wiping it and redoing it and stuff. You know, just trying
Really?
to. Yeah. So it's like they've wiped it like twice already, just trying to get everybody, you know, used to it. I mean, I'm down to give it a try again. I really, honestly, kind of just forgot about it. Like, I'm just not really.
Yeah, I did too.
You know, I've been so focused on just playing the base game that I really haven't even thought about going back and giving it another chance. But I don't know, man. I really would like to see a link there, you know, but it's not
Well,
there
he's talking
now.
about how they're doing it with the trader. I mean, I'm sure it's difficult to do.
Oh, I 100% am sure it's difficult to do. They got to have design. I mean, yeah, no, this entire thing is like when I'm criticizing it or whenever I'm saying anything, like I totally get it. Like I'm right there with you. Like the workload that these guys have, I don't even know how big their team is. Like how much they got work they got to put in to develop all this. I mean, that's something that a lot of the community members probably don't think about is kind of like what you're saying is how much work it goes into just making this happen. And if you go from the beginning of this game where it was literally just customs and woods and not even the expanded customs and woods, you know, to where we are today, I mean, it's a night and day difference in the game.
Yeah.
Of a defib in game.
Still, like at the state of R&D, like a lot of stuff, like animations, like additional kind of stuff, advanced animations, they were being done constantly. But I don't know when exactly we should actually implement it because it's a game changer and it will bring a lot of testing, a lot of bugs and everything. So I think we'll edit someday, I guess, but we will see. So right now we are not like forced, but yeah, kind of forced to cut things out, really, because otherwise it will go on for another year. Yeah. So that's why we need to just push it and just cut it out and move forward. So some features will be packed later for the DLC. Some features will be totally canceled. So yeah, it's a usual thing.
Lockpicking.
Again, like we have all the animations, we have all of the designs, everything, but it's not that priority to add that. But again, it will be pretty easily implemented. If we want to implement, because there will be new boss, and this boss will come. I really want it to come with the functionality of booby traps and mine fields and placing mines and everything. So that's why like it draws additional like area of work related for the mines and mine diffusing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are we meant to diffuse the mines and that? Yeah, PMC Karma.
Right now, I kinda thinking about that it will be added, not straightforward. It will be some concealed characteristic of your player. You will not know at the first time how exactly you should lower it or make it higher. Of course, the data miners will data mine the shit of the game. And they will learn how to do it.
So there's a lot of stress about PMC Karma. Is it going to be in a way that it'll only affect you in a minor way? Or is it going to be like, if you don't play the game how you're meant to with the PMC Karma side of things, it's going to stop you from progressing? But what I mean by that is it going to be in a way that you might just not be able to buy a couple of things, or maybe if you're a bad man, you'll get like access to certain type of clothing, whereas like if you're a good person, you'll get like, I don't know, the really nice clothing or something. Is it going to be down that path, or is it going to be like actually game stopping?
So right now, it's the first thing that we want to implement related to the karma is that we will add new boss, and he will be a bounty hunter, and will actually hunt players with the bad karma, and that's it for now.
Okay.
So he will hunt you down if you have a low karma. Like, for example, if you will sit in the bushes too long,
oh shit!
at the extraction, it will count the negative karma, and we will have different things like that. So
okay, that's smart.
So, yeah.
I was thinking, I didn't think about a boss. I was thinking like AI would come
yet,
after people, but
we will test it. We will see how it will go, and then we will implement it fully.
That's all I've got for the roadmap side of things. I want to move on to the Unity update. What will it bring, and when are we going to expect it?
This year for sure. We're still shifting it
shit.
because we don't have
We're on
time
to
to
new
take like,
Unity
big
this year.
chunks of work and big amount of testing related to that. So it's still planned for this year. I don't know the exact date, but it's planned for this year for sure.
I'm not a game developer, and I've never. The most I've ever coded is a game called Tic-Tac-Toe. What exactly does a Unity update bring?
Like different new tools, inside tools for actual game development, like corrected pipelines, inner pipelines of like graphic pipelines and everything, which will allow us to add more stuff and change more stuff related to graphics. I believe there is something related to the new networking. And overall, like a lot of bug fixes, a lot of optimizations within the engine. So it definitely will bring some optimizations for that. And generally speaking, it's just a new like software and with the fixes and a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed. Because literally, because we are making the most expensive and complicated game in terms of the actual production for the Unity. It's always a struggle for us to keep all of the scenes together loaded to work with it in the engine. And the new version, like eventually and logically, they fix stuff, they optimize stuff within the engine, within the editor, and it will run faster and it allow us to build faster, work faster. And generally speaking, it's just like an updated tool for that in general.
Like I said, I'm not in development and I don't understand a lot about it, but I have an idea, I guess. If it brings a lot of optimization, like there is people out there at the moment that still can't play Streets, for example. Why, and I'm not trying to be rude, but why isn't getting to the latest version of Unity like the thing that you should try and get done first?
No, it will not. It will not give like the huge impact. It will not give us like the huge performance boost for the Streets because Streets still getting optimized with our own hands, with our own tool that we built, and it's just about it. So it's just a really complicated, really big location that needs to be additionally optimized, like manually. And the new version of Unity will not give some like the big amount of optimization for that. Like I think it will be something like noticeable, but not too much. Because literally, we still need to do a lot of stuff by ourselves to optimize it.
Okay. Like I said, I'm probably not the best person to be asking the questions, but it's probably also a good reason why I am asking the questions because I don't know. Like, I don't understand how easy it is to just change to the next engine. So
it's not easy.
Yeah, I wouldn't deem it be easy, but I at least need to ask about it. So I'll move on to the next topic because I have a lot of things to talk about. So we can't talk about stuff forever. Microtransactions. So I'll start with this question and we'll move on from there. But what can we expect to see with microtransactions?
More clothing for sure. We will add some new stuff in April. Some like not like 100% unique, but something new for that. And that's it for now. So we are not planning anything. So we will add more clothing and we will keep it for that moment. So we will not add anything like, as I said before many times, like boosters, equipment packages, currency packages, and so on. We will not add it. So it will be only about clothing and what we have in the game right now. So it's a stash expansion and like cooperative mode.
Yeah.
Ability to play.
There is a question about a few people asking because they missed out on buying Edge of Darkness. Will you Edge of Darkness ever return, or will it be sold in bits? So, for example, would they be able to buy the Gamma container at any point?
There will be a new version of the game pretty soon.
Okay, and they'll be able to get the Gamma container there?
Yeah, there will be Gamma container there and also like other pretty cool stuff.
Is it going to be better than Edge of Darkness?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this one is a bit to this question, so just hear me out. A lot of us, by us I mean creators, buy multiple accounts. Is it possible that you could make it that you could have more than one character on the same account and you could even sell those extra character slots on the one account? So then I could have my main USEC PMC, but then I want to play a hardcore playthrough and I could buy that, say for $10, I could have another character and I have to pay $40 to buy a whole new account. I could have it all on the one account. Is that something that you'd be open to in the future? Or maybe just out of goodwill, give us a second character and then we could buy the third and fourth?
There will definitely something about that for sure, because I know that it's way too easier to have all the characters in one account, not switching and off and everything. And it can be done pretty easily. So yeah, most likely there will be additional characters. Like for example, Edge of Darkness edition will receive one character for free. I don't know, like something like that.
There we
But
go.
again, it's not that we are doing right now, but we are planning for sure.
I know this is me just venting, but every time I have to switch account, because sometimes I'll like log into my main account to do my Bitcoin farm, and then I go back to my hardcore account. I have to do the capture, and I must be a pure fucking robot because I can never get the captures done. So like, it's actually really agitating when I get locked out of my account because I can't do a capture. All right, this is the topic that everyone screams, and you know what's going to be. We need to talk about cheaters. There's a few things that were very common with the people's comments and questions. So I'll start at the top, and we'll just go from there. So a lot of questions about client-side authentication and server-side authentication, and apparently, like, and by the way, I have no fucking clue about how cheats work. But apparently, because a lot of the actual loot is client-side, people can make cheats that can get loot really easily or know where the places are of loot really easily.
It's not that easy. It's not that easy. We don't have a loot on the client side, everything on the server side, but we have like a lot of checks on the client to optimize the networking and stuff, and they finding and like imperfections in code and also some like how to say it, abuses of the native code of Unity and everything. So it's not that easy. It's not like we have like half of the game on the client side. It's also like every single time when we close something for the cheaters, they find another way, and we close it and they find another way, and it's ongoing process, and eventually it will be too hard for them because we are planning to add more stuff for the cheater, for anti-cheats. Like we have our inside solution that's already working like for a long time, the detection system and also the anti-cheat system where they are working together. So we'll add some more stuff to that pretty soon. I think we'll be testing it on Arena at first, and then we'll add it to EFT. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. People don't understand how it works. People don't understand how exactly code works and how actually cheat works. So yeah, it's not that easy.
Are you open to more invasive anti-cheat?
We're thinking about it, and literally the only thing that bothers me a lot, it will draw a lot of FPS, and people will start struggling playing on other locations. And of course, somebody will say like, oh, it's okay, better play without the cheaters, but I cannot ruin player base with that pretty hard decision just to install invasive anti-cheat. But still, there is some kind of, not like invasive techniques, but some technical stuff that can be done, can be switched on, and it will allow, like, it will not allow cheats to run actually, and we will see how it will go.
Yeah.
But like the invasive anti-cheat, like it's not like it's a no-go for us. But right now, due to our architecture, due to Unity and the overall complexity of the game, it will ruin the performance a lot.
Yeah. I need to just emphasize, because and I'm just going to stray away from the questions for a moment. If there's one thing that makes people quit this game more than anything, is when they feel like they've died to cheaters. If I were to say there was one thing they'll go, I'm not playing this game anymore, is if they've had multiple instances in a day where they've just gone, you know what, I think these guys were cheating, fuck this game, I'm out. And as much as like it might take an FPS hit, I guess with every year that passes, we get better computers and all that. So hopefully people can eventually get to the point where they've got a computer good enough. But I think if there was one thing drawing people away from this game more than anything, it is cheaters. And so I've got a lot of points and questions to bring up on this cheating topic, but I just needed to emphasize that right here because, yeah, you can't even open up Reddit without at least 5 out of the fucking first 10 posts being about cheaters. And what do you think of these stats? Mobile phone authentication.
We have this authentication for the 3 specific regions, and it doesn't work. Because literally all the cheaters mostly use like the virtual SIM cards and everything, so it's pretty like easy for them to change their numbers and everything. So yeah, like again, it's not that easy. Literally we would implemented it a long time ago, but yeah, like there is like options. There is options for like to have additional authentication, and something will be done for the release for sure. Like, we need to add something for that, and maybe even to start forcing players to make some changes in the system. If you want to play like in the cheater-free environment, you need to make some changes with your PC. But again, it will hit the player base, because literally not everyone understands how exactly he should go there. He should go to the BIOS and change some things in BIOS, for example. And yeah, it's not that easy. Again, like to make some kind of changes on the go, and it needs to be.
It's not a simple
We need
solution.
to-
I understand that.
Yeah. We need to look into it. We need to gather the statistics and everything. So
I think another thing people would really like is a way to report people besides being from death. Particularly, I know on OCE servers, but also around the world, you'll see people in factory just loading in and dying over and over again to tank their kill death. And it's very obvious. Like, they just go in there, they're running around, they've got like a macro to make them run around in circles and all that. But would it be possible for to get something implemented into the game where we can report just literally via someone's name? And it doesn't mean they're going to get banned, but it just means they get looked at by an actual human. Because obviously, if someone's got like 1,400 raids and they've got 1,200 deaths, but they've got like a 40 kill streak, 40 survive streak, you know that like they went on a 40 rampage and then they went to factory to tank their KD. It gets pretty obvious when you see these people in factory. So I think, and that would also incorporate people being able to report suspicious people on the flea market. You know, someone who's got a 40-hour account but has like 80 flea market rep, and they're selling 100 graphics cards. People want to be able to report these people because they're frustrated when they see them. They're like, how obvious is this person cheating? And is it that this person is cheating, but we can't even fucking report them? And that pisses people off. So I think it would go a long way if we have another method in which we can report people besides just dying. This is another question that comes up, and I think I understand why it's there, but I think it might be time for some action to take place. But bulk account sales. Most people just not buying bulk accounts because of they're going to buy it for all their mates. I think generally speaking, these bulk accounts would most likely be bought by cheaters or people with stolen credit cards to buy in masses and shit, and less likely that people are buying an account for their friend. I've bought
That's
bulk myself to give away on.
It's like when you buy like 20 accounts at one time. You can buy like a lot of accounts at one time. The website allows it.
Does that?
They have it. I guess they have it on the website where you can go on and you can like buy 20 accounts. You know, you can just put them in your cart, you know, and then you purchase them.
Yeah, those people should be like registered.
Yeah.
For events
Like you should be registered to be able to buy a fucking multiple accounts, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, the problem
like
is, though,
your original account should be linked to it. That way, if they know, like, okay, if I'm just like shit, I forgot the mic's just in here. If I'm just like a random person, and like I want to have multiple accounts or give accounts to like friends or whatever, like they should be registered to you. So if you give it to a person that's cheating, you should just be banned.
yeah,
And
like a
all those
one-time
accounts are banned as
email
well.
registration thing like that. Like maybe if that account is linked to a certain email, like, oh, I bought 10 accounts from my mates. Okay, but this one's going to triangle@gmail.com. So now that is linked to that email. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, so if you give it to someone who does cheat, it will ban not only their account, but your account as well.
Oh,
And that'll make people like very careful with, you know, being sure they can do that or whatever.
Yeah, I'm never gifting an account if that's the case.
Well, no, but then like
you never know when
like,
someone's just gonna turn to the dark side, man.
Yeah, but then you can look at it like, okay, that's a streamer and they gave away 20 accounts to people. Like, there's no way they could have really told. So like, we're not gonna ban his account, but you know, just be careful when you're giving away accounts next time. Like shit like that. But like, if you're just a random person that registered because you want to have like a few accounts or you want to buy an account for somebody or your friends to play the game and shit, like if you're not a streamer or anything, like then too fucking bad. Like if you gave it to someone that's cheating, obviously you know you gave it to somebody that's cheating, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's something like that they could do. I don't know.
You know, most people don't like it. Just even of being there. I'm just being honest, telling you how it is, how people perceive it.
So limit the selling on this account somehow. You're like thinking about that or something?
No, because when you go to buy Escape from Tarkov, you can buy 4 accounts for a discount.
Baltic. Yes, I see. Yeah. Okay, I get it.
There's a few people asking, is it possible for you to sue the cheat developers? Apparently Halo did it and was successful. So can you go out and find them and sue them? Is that possible?
It's possible, but it's not like the speedy process. Usually it takes up to 1 year or half the year or even higher to get them into a legal perspective. And we are working in that direction. But it's not easy to do again, because literally it takes a lot of time if it comes to the legal processes and everything.
Is there any plan to implement the kill cam from Arena into the main game, either post-raid or in any shape or form? Because I think that also would help people understand that it didn't die to cheaters, they died to being outskilled, or they did die to a
we
cheater.
were talking about the other day.
Outskilled.
Yeah.
So either post-raid, kill cam, when the server's finished, like everyone's out of the raid, can they go back and watch it? I think that would help also people being more accurate with reporting of cheaters.
It can be done, but we will need a lot of time to make it right. A lot of time to make it workable, like to store this replay somewhere with that amount of like the raid and sessions that we are having right now. It will be like too hard for us. If we will try to make it, like start to make it right now, we will spend like several months or even more time for that, and we cannot allow it to be happen, because literally we have more important stuff to do. And we will think about it. We will think about something that will give like clarification, additional clarification, how you died actually. We will think about it.
Okay. And the last one I have is, and I know you said no in the past, but I'm going to ask again. Compensation. So when you get a successful report, did someone just get like, I don't know, 100,000 rubles? It's not that much, but it makes them feel like they got something for it. Or are you worried about people mass reporting every single death in case they get some money back?
People will start mass reporting, right? And another thing that we should know, like if that particular guy will reported by several people,
yeah,
we need to find how to share it between people.
No, you just give them all. Give them all the same amount. Money, okay, I don't know how much you players go for Tarkov, but people blow through money very quickly. So even if you were to give out 100,000 rubles to every person that died to a cheater, maybe even...
That's not even a scope.
Hear me out. This could be a little bit crazy, but maybe every single person died to that cheater that got banned gets a little bit of rubles. Doesn't even have to be the person that reports them. It's just someone who dies to a cheater. When they get banned, they go, hey, you died to a cheater, here is some compensation. And then people would actually feel like they actually got something for it or something.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know you're the brains. I'm just handing out the cigarettes. I'm the instigator. But yeah, if I think people just want to feel like they're not being as punished as bad from dying to cheaters. They want to feel like they can report people that they know are cheating, but some motherfuckers will go into a raid, fly around someone, be like, ha, 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 you can't report me, and then they'll fuck off. You know, like that shit happens, you know? And if you double tap, for people that don't know this, you double tap Y and you go report VoIP, it actually shows their name, I'm pretty sure. Or it says reported there, it reports them or something. So there is a way to actually still report those people, but it's frustrating when people can see a cheater on a flea market or tanking their KD and they can't report them. And I'm sorry I'm emphasizing this cheating topic so much, but there was, out of all the comments, there was pretty much two things that were stand out, which was the communication and the cheating. So I'm just trying to really nail down the point that people want to get heard, that they're frustrated and they want more ways to be able to help eliminate as many cheaters as possible. And also, you know, if they can get compensation, that'd be great. But at least help just fuck them off, so then they don't quit the game. So then the play base stays strong and less toxic. All right, that's all the questions I have for cheating. Let's go back to the more fun stuff. There is a lot of people that are really excited about the achievement system, myself included. The tracksuit for killer achievement. Could this actual achievement be changed to, once you have the achievement, you can buy it from that point onwards? Because killing killer 100 times is actually very difficult. And if someone goes to the effort of farming 100 killers, they want to be able to buy it without having to farm them 50 times again each time. So would that be an actual option in the future? Instead of, you know, when you go to like services on Ragman, just says, instead of having the quest complete, could it have the achievement of killing killer 50 times or 100 times? And then that way they could buy it at the start of a wipe and be like, hey, I'm one of those people that have, you know, killed killer 100 times. I don't need to, I get my my tracksuit or whatever.
You mean like it will be persistent through wipes?
Correct.
Okay.
And
okay.
I'm an achievement fiend. Okay. Back in my World of Warcraft days, I was like, a fiend on them. Kappa achievement. There is no achievement for a Kappa. I feel like that should be the base achievement. Like there should always be that Kappa achievement in there. Because a lot of people, that's their end goal. Hey, I got to do the Kappa container. And that's a very big achievement for a lot of people.
And there's a lot of people that never have.
Playing Escape from Tarkov all day, you know, I
Like
can get
me.
it in a week. Whereas a lot of people sometimes never get it. And when they finally do get it, it's just nice to them to have that achievement for getting the Kappa container. And then this is going back to my World of Warcraft stuff. But in World of Warcraft, there's feats of strength. So what that means is it's an achievement that's specific to an event. So for example, you got the Kappa in patch
Like, Kappa should be
14.1
like
white, you get
a
like an
1-point
achievement
goal,
for that white Kappa.
you know?
And that could also unlock stuff like a certain armband or something to say. And this could work for some of like your Halloween events and all the other events you got going on. Having those feats of strength out there, you could do a cool event, you get an achievement for it, but it's not like stopping people from getting 100% achievements. It's just kind of saying that, hey, you did something cool in the game. Would you be open to doing those in the future?
Is it possible?
I could talk about achievements all day,
It is
but
possible.
I'll leave that one
Like-
there. Matchmaking. This is probably one of the things that was talked about a fair bit. Do you have more things in place to help improve the time to load into raid or streamline the process?
Yes, because again, like the matchmaking in arena, it differs, and we test new stuff for matchmaker in arena first, and of course, if we'll have something that will boost it up, I believe we already have it, but we need to test it on arena, so we will implement in the EFT too. So yeah, it's also going.
Well, actually, I'll ask it anyway. So, with the addition of Ground Zero, will there be new features or more features added to help new players over the hurdles starting the game? You did talk about you're in process of doing the tutorial stuff.
Yes.
Can you elaborate more, or is that more for Tarkov TV?
It will be YouTube clips, YouTube movies. I know how to say YouTube.
Videos.
YouTube videos, yes. I'm starting like to losing it. YouTube videos, like describing like in a visual way with the commentary how to play the game. And it will be several, I think 4 or 5 big movies related for the like tutorials. I believe it will give a lot of information for the newcomers and for those who are already playing. And I think we will integrate them somehow in the game, maybe in launcher or something. So it will help people start playing the game.
Quality of life stuff. So I've got a few on this list. In arena, you've got more decimal places on sensitivities, and you've also I think you can type the sensitivity you want. Is that stuff going to get switched? It's switched over to the main game as well.
Yes.
And also like stuff like showing the pen and damage of ammo in the main game. Is that coming as well?
Yeah.
When you're loading into a raid, I know you can't make it so you can change stuff within your stash, but would you be able to make it so we can at least view our stats, our teammates' stats, potentially start crafts, or have something, a game of Pong with your teammates, or Tetris? I don't know, just something that when you're loading into a raid that you've got something going on, so it's not just a matchmaking.
Well, we're thinking about it again for the release to add something like in this particular time to have some options to make something in the game. And most likely we will add some features for that.
Dash container locking.
It's also planned. Like it's actually even down in some branch of the development. It's done but not tested. And it's planned for a long time ago. I don't know why it still doesn't have it in the game. But yeah, it will be in the game one time or another.
Would it be possible for us to understand the weather better? And what I mean by that is the forecast sometimes says it's like cloudy and you get in there and it's like pissing down with rain or it's foggy. Just so people, I think the grievance here and the comments here were based around you would load in with a sniper rifle planning to do a sniping mission because there's a lot of them. You get into a raid and it's really foggy and it's like, well, I can't even snipe now. You know, I'm trying to get my shooter born in heaven done or my Tarkov shooter quest done and I've wasted my time loading into a raid, getting in there and going, hey, I can't even do the quest I wanted to do. So people would like to request better understanding of what's going on with the weather.
Okay.
And then either a way to save or something, the weapon, when you make a gun, being able to make sure it starts on fully automatic with lasers on or laser setups in a certain way. You know, when you go into the firing range and you change how your gun like looks and all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Like how your presets are on your gun. For example, you know, you want this laser on or whatever, and set to full auto, or the holographic. Say, for example, using a copper site, a way to save it so that way when you go into a raid, you don't have to change it every time you go into a raid to have it exactly how you want. A lot of questions about the armor system and the new hitboxes and all that. Do you want to elaborate what your thoughts are currently with how you see it, and is this the final iteration? How you?
No, it's not the final iteration. We're changing it. We will change it for the arena first. So we will change the hitboxes to make it at least more predictable in fights. And it's not final condition of the armor plates.
Yeah, because a lot of people are feeling like it's I guess RNG. You're shooting at someone and not knowing if it's going to be a kill shot or if it's like you're hitting them in the plates and all that. This is probably one of the grievances I have, but it came up as well, was fragmentation. It's a complete...
It will be removed. It will be removed. Fragmentation will be removed.
Perfect. I've literally got it here. I wish it was removed. So that's good. I'll move on. Recoil. Modifications, like, so for grips and stuff. At the moment, it gives a base percentage. Is it possible, are you going to change it so instead it goes a percentage to horizontal recoil and vertical recoil? Or is it going to be a flat percentage base moving forward?
We plan to separate it.
Now, particularly in Arena, I know this annoys a lot of people. I've got big improvements this with recoil, but the following is still annoying in both main game and Arena, and don't add to immersion, just frustration. And that's head recoil and blurry vision. So when you're getting shot, it's like your head's like going like, oh, sorry, when you're shooting, your head's going like this while you're shooting, but like guns in your shoulder, it's not moving your head. Like your head's, you shoot like lots as well. The head recoil when shooting is annoying, and also blurry vision. So when you're shooting and you're getting shot at, it makes it, people go, oh, I hit him in the head, when they didn't, but they couldn't tell because it was blurry. And also aim punch has always been a topic that everyone hates. It feels like there's always way too much aim punch. Can we get reduction in all three of these, really? Head recoil, blurry vision, and aim punch. I think that would make people feel a lot more like, I don't want to use the word competitive shooter, but at least like somewhat realistic.
We need to think about it, because literally it's too low already, but if we'll remove it totally, it will look not okay. So if we'll remove totally like the head recoil, it will look bad. I don't like it how it looks, actually, because literally it's only guns, rotates, and that's it. It's not cool. But we'll think about it.
What about inertia? It still feels very boaty at level 1. I know about a year ago, I think Trey and Veritas put a lot of effort into explaining how the game was getting to the point where it felt way too boaty and all that. Could we get a slight reduction in the inertia, particularly at the lower levels, so that way people don't get seasickness?
We need to check. I will take it.
All right.
Maybe something to do that.
This is top 3 on people's comments, which was sound. Occlusion zones are still a massive issue, particularly staircases. And I just need to emphasize that. Do you have an ETA on the audio pop being fixed? It's where when people get within a certain distance of you, say they're like 100 meters away and they get within sound distance of you, there's like a very loud audible like crack or a pop. And you just know that there's someone nearby without even meaning to know that they're there. And the easy fast fix of this is actually just disabling across the game binaural audio.
Yeah, it's a binaural bug or something.
But yeah, this is, a lot of people would argue this is game breaking, and it's very much it's breaking the immersion of the game. So when they hear that, they're like, oh, player nearby, well, guess I'm gonna have to shoot this guy. like you literally watch a streamer that when they hear it, they're like, oh, there's someone here. Like it's not even like funny anymore. It really needs to be fixed. Like it's to the point where it's, I don't know how to word it, but let's say it's annoying a lot of people. How close to the final iteration of Oculus Audio are we?
I don't know, actually, because I don't believe that everything is going with the Oculus right now. I need to check it. If you like gave me the question before the interview, I will like get the info, because right now I don't remember actually what exactly is being done in terms of Oculus Audio. So it needs to be checked.
Yeah, and I should actually bring that up. A lot of people, not a lot, there was some comments being like, Castilia is only allowed to ask certain questions, and they vet his questions before he gets into the interview, and he's not allowed to ask about certain things. Nikita and I haven't spoken in like a while, and I've just been like, hey, you want to have a chat? And he's like, fuck, okay. So we don't vet the questions or anything. I ask him whatever I want, and he tells me to fuck off or not. That's on him. So why did you change headsets to have different hearing ranges?
Why?
Yeah.
Because they're different. We need to change it somehow to make it more
obvious,
differentiate one to the other.
I feel like it's brought a lot of issues. Like, in all seriousness, it's brought a lot of issues across the game. So, for example, Comtac 4s, you can hear 140 meters away someone running at you. And then, like, you know, other Comtacs that you can barely hear anything, and it just makes everything loud and annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And I think ever since you changed the ranges on the headsets, I think a lot of issues started to I don't have the best word, sorry. A lot of people have had issues with the fact that headsets have caused the game.
Are you running binaural audio right now, Cody?
The assumption the game became more ratty after the fact that.
But I don't notice the pops as much as other people say they do.
Because people can sit still and be like, "There's someone coming from 140 meters away."
Yeah, I need to closely listen to it.
There's no way to like avoid that now.
It's actually it's not about the distances of hearing. It's about the compression effect, audio compression effect, which brings up the quiet sounds more, and it feels like you hear sounds from a bigger distance. But it's more about the compression level. We can balance it. I think.
I've definitely tested it, and I can hear people from further away with certain headphones and that. Like I've used the in-game rangefinder, and we took in all the headsets and that. So at least have a look at it if you could, because it's a thing of contention between people. And the crouch walk no audio bug, that one's driving people insane.
It's still there. Like I thought it was fixed long time ago. Okay, I will not go.
And I think, could we adjust some of the volumes? Not us personally. Could BSG adjust some of the volumes?
He's like a CEO, and he's just finding out like the HR department ain't doing their fucking job. He's like, oh, I thought that was fucking fixed.
If not silent. Like, I know you've a reason why you've got it in there, but it's like you can hear someone at the end of a hallway aiming down their sight, and it's really annoying when you've got the jump on someone, but you can't aim down your sight because you have to make an audio cue to do that. So aiming down sight should be a shitload quieter, and and sometimes looting is extremely loud as well.
Yeah, it is.
You'll be opening a filing cabinet, it'd be like like, you know, or a box, and it's like making all that really loud noises. So the bosses. So first one is packet loss exploit. Do you know about this?
Yes, I know. It will be fixed.
Yeah, this is actually ruining the game, and the reason for that is there's people that are on killing boss quests, and when they see the packet loss, and like, I'm getting out. And so what happens is you have all these raids starting where people just run straight to the extract, and there's no one even like in the raid, because what happens is like they just don't want to be in there because they can't kill their boss for their quest or their achievement or whatever they're doing. And it's been around for about 2-3 wipes, and it really needs to be fixed. Like, it's killing the game.
It will be fixed.
Yeah,
it will be fixed. Yeah, in the next patch, I guess.
And I know that you and I had heated discussions about the boss spawn rates, particularly early wipe. It caused a very large bottleneck, this wipe, having the boss spawn rates that low at the very start of a wipe. I know you've got different opinions on this, and I'm not trying to tell you how to make your game, but it needs to be much higher earlier on, because what happens is everyone does all the other quests, then all of a sudden everyone is now on the boss killing quest, and then if you either on your first quest where I need to kill Rashala and get a golden TT, and then there's someone else farming Rashala for 15 kills, and then someone else is trying to do their snowball quest, all of a sudden you have like 40 people, not that's exaggeration, you have like 5 people in a raid trying to kill the boss. So even if the boss spawn rate is like 20 or 30%, with 5 people running at it, even if you're the first person there, like you still got a 1 in 5 chance to be the first person to kill the boss. And it can become very frustrating for people trying to kill bosses. So I just want to emphasize the fact that boss spawn rates being low early wipe really do cause a lot of bottlenecks and frustration for players. All right, moving on to scavs and player scavs. Player scavs spawn in way too early, particularly on the map Streets and Lighthouse. And like, I literally saw someone tweeting, on Reddit, saying someone's upgraded their computer so they could play Streets, and then they were like, I scavved on Streets for the first time, and it was amazing. And then people were like, welcome to our map. Like, Streets is more scav players than there are like PMCs most of the time, because they just overwhelm the map. So can it just be like a base, like make it so the first 15 minutes there's no player scavs, or just very small amount? Because even Lighthouse, you're trying to kill the water treatment plant. Like you spawn into Lighthouse, you finally get over to the water treatment plant after killing a couple of players. You start clearing the water treatment plant, and then all of a sudden you've got 5 player scavs like charging up on you, and they can run straight up to the rogues, tap the rogue in the back of the head, take the rogue's gun, run over to you, and they've got a pretty decent loadout. And it gets very, very frustrating when you're trying to do a quest on Lighthouse, and then you've got like 5 player scavs ruining your day. So the player scavs on those maps are really painful. I've also got here that people complaining, as always, about scavs seeing through bushes. Being I don't know, that'd be not an easy thing to code, I can imagine, because like, how many pixels can a scav see?
No, I'll talk about the pixels. We have approximate colliders for that. The view collider, they approximate is something like spheres, like cones, boxes, and that's why we cannot make it precisely correct in terms of leaves and everything. Because if it will make the actual like colliders based on the model of the vegetation, it will ruin the performance, the server performance. So that's why it needs to be approximated somehow, interpolated. So that's why somehow they still able to shoot through bushes. But we can check that. Maybe we'll increase, because we can. If we will try to increase these colliders, they're invisible.
Yeah.
But they're visible for AI. They could be too big, and you will start complaining that AI is too stupid. He can't see me like in the front. Because literally he can't see because there's a collider in front of him. But we'll check.
With the map Ground Zero, beautiful map. I love it. It's a lot of fun. What are your plans moving forward with Ground Zero? I know you.
He didn't say anything about the player scavs loading in on streets.
Players as
like,
well.
I wish Presley would stop talking and let him reply to that.
So we will add more.
What do you mean?
Additional matchmaker to play on this
You said
location.
something about it.
No, he didn't reply to that specifically.
Yeah, you just said we'll work on it.
Oh, he did? I missed that
Yeah.
completely.
And then all of a sudden you've got 5 player scavs like charging up on you, and they can run straight up to the rogues, tap the rogue in the back of the head, take the rogue's gun, run over to you, and they've got a pretty decent loadout. And it gets very, very frustrating when you're trying to do a quest on Lighthouse, and then you've got like 5 player scavs ruining your day. So the player scavs on those maps are really painful. I've also got here that people complaining, as always, about scavs seeing through bushes.
See, he just jumps to this.
Being
Oh yeah, I guess.
I don't know, that'd be not an easy thing to code, I can imagine, because like, how many pixels can a scav?
Check.
With the map Ground Zero, beautiful map. I love it. It's a lot of fun. What are your plans moving forward with Ground Zero? I know you spoke earlier, or when it first came out, about how you want it to be available to higher level players as well. What are your current plans for Ground Zero?
Two separate matchmaking for that. So we will add more additional matchmaker to play on this location if you are higher than the particular level. So yeah.
Is there any plans in to adjust how the fog works in Escape from Tarkov? Because I feel like sometimes you're in a map and you're trying to snipe, and after like 100 meters, it just always seems foggy. Or like you're trying to kill Sturman on woods, and like you can't see through the fog, even though it's like a clear day.
Because we have like the minimum amount of fog. It will be there 100%. Because literally, if you will remove it, the picture will be bad. But because we are remaking the whole visuals of the game, it will be a totally different fog system. So most likely it will be fixed with the new visuals.
Lighting, particularly inside buildings, interchange, dorms, resort, and the bunker of reserve. If you look at old interchange to new, I think most recent wipe, it was actually a big improvement, but it really, I guess the best way to explain it, Nikita, is daytime interchange looks pretty much exactly the same as nighttime interchange. It doesn't really feel like there's too much different in the darkness, even though there's, like, it's so bright outside. There's a really cool, I've forgotten his name, a guy on YouTube that, like, he makes the most insane YouTube videos, and he did, like, if Tarkov had ray tracing, it looks so good. It's, some of the maps are just, particularly during the daytime, it was way too dark, and I feel like a lot of these things are coming into frustration where people are like, no one ever moves anymore, and it's all like people just hiding in corners. And if it was a lot brighter, it would be a lot harder for people to hide in corners than that. So I think this is where a lot of the frustration comes from. And inside buildings it feels very dark. And I know there's like the part of Escape from Tarkov that's meant to be it's like almost a horror game, it makes you feel scared, but at the same time, people want to still be able to see what they.
Give me 1 second. I want to hear his reply.